You don't have bad luck. You have something you keep doing, and you won't call it what it is. That's uncomfortable to hear. It's supposed to be. Because if it were just luck, you wouldn't feel anything right now. You'd move on, but you're still here, which means some part of you already knows. Part 1, the excuse. Something goes wrong, a job, a relationship, an opportunity, and the story you tell yourself is, it just didn't work out. Wrong timing, wrong city, wrong people. That's a clean explanation. It asks nothing from you. It requires no change, no examination, no honesty. And the reason it's so easy to live inside is because it's partially true. Timing is real. Circumstances are real. That's what makes the excuse so usable. It's not entirely wrong. It's just incomplete. And the part it leaves out is the part you keep leaving out. Part 2, the pattern. But patterns don't care what you call them. You said you'd start last month. You didn't. Not because something happened, because you waited to feel ready. That feeling never came, so you waited longer. And the moment passed. You saw the problem early. You saw it clearly. And you waited. Not because you didn't know what it was, but because addressing it would have made it real. So you let it sit. It didn't resolve. You knew something was wrong. You stayed anyway. Not out of strength, out of the comfort of not deciding, because not deciding still feels like nothing is happening. Even when everything is happening, you told yourself, next time will be different. You believed it. And then next time arrived. Same pressure point. Same moment where it gets hard. Same exit. Not because you're broken. Because the behavior is still there. Unnamed, unchallenged, quietly running everything. You avoid things when they get uncomfortable. You delay decisions until they make themselves. You send the vague message instead of the direct one. You say, I'll think about it when you've already decided. You let things expire instead of ending them. And then when it collapses, and it does, you call it luck. Part 3. The denial naming a habit is different from noticing it. You've noticed. You've noticed that you pull back at a certain point, right when something starts to require more from you. You've noticed that you overthink until the window closes, that you research instead of decide, that you prepare for a version of readiness that never arrives. You've noticed all of it, but noticing keeps it at a distance. It lets you observe yourself like you're watching someone else. Sympathetic, curious, uninvolved. Naming it collapses that distance. Once you name it, it becomes yours. It stops being the timing, the other person, the circumstances. It becomes a thing I do consistently that produces consistent results. So most people don't name it. They stay in the space just before the name. They say, I tend to, instead of I always. They say, sometimes I struggle with, instead of I avoid. Close enough to know, far enough to avoid. And that gap is where years go. Part 4. The truth. Bad luck is random. It doesn't follow a schedule. It doesn't only hit the specific area of your life where you have the most resistance. Random means scattered. Random means it hits different targets. But your patterns don't do that. They show up in the same situations, with the same structure, triggered by the same internal signal. The moment real discomfort arrives, a reason appears, a distraction surfaces, a reframe kicks in, and you move away from the thing, smoothly, quietly, in a way that doesn't even feel like avoidance. It feels like being realistic. It feels like waiting for the right moment. But the right moment keeps moving. The pattern keeps producing. the result keeps looking like bad luck. That's not the universe, that's behavior. Repeated, quiet, consistent. The same reason the same thing keeps happening is not that life is unfair. It's that something specific, something recognizable, is still there, still operating, still deciding things on your behalf while you wait for your luck to change. Ending. Nothing changes until you say it out loud, not to fix it, not to understand it, just to say it. This is what I do. Not, I sometimes struggle with. Not, I've been working on. Just, this is what I do. Because once you say it clearly, you can't go back. You don't get the excuse back. That's why most people never say it. Because the name makes it real. And real means it's yours, not your circumstances, not your luck. Yours. That's where it starts. Just a name.